Welcome, everyone, to the August 2026 TDL Member Forum. My name's Christy Park. I'm the Executive Director of the Texas Digital Library. And we'll start with our usual land acknowledgement, acknowledging the physical places from which we join, all located on the indigenous lands of Turtle Island, the ancestral name for what is now called North America. I'm joining from Austin, where the Tonkawa were among the traditional stewards of the land before their forcible removal. So we're going to follow our usual agenda today. Courtney, Muma, and Kara Hunt are here to help me in providing some updates on services and community events. We also are joined by Michelle McCrary, Head of Digital Initiatives from Sam Houston State University. She's going to let y'all know about a new interest group that we're launching this fall and that she is heading up. So, first off, I just want to wish everyone who is at an academic institution that is starting your fall semester a happy new academic year. I know it's a very busy time for many of you, and I hope it's also a time of fresh energy and new beginnings. I know nearly all of us are also looking forward to some fall weather, which isn't as near as we might hope, but it's something to look forward to. And I can say for TDL that we're excited about embarking on a new academic year with all of you. We're looking forward to the progress we're going to make together in supporting our faculty research and student work and your work as libraries to disseminate and preserve your valuable collections. So happy academic new year if you celebrate. Next, I want to remind everybody about our AI and machine learning webinar series that we've conducted this summer and point you to some resources and artifacts from that webinar series. This series brought together practitioners and thought leaders to share experiences, projects, and perspectives on AI and machine learning in libraries, archives, and trusted data repositories. And we concluded the series yesterday with our members panel discussion, which was great. And that webinar recording will join the previous two on our YouTube channel later this week. So I invite you to view and share those recordings if you're interested in this topic and weren't able to attend. We'll put a link to the YouTube playlist in chat so you can have easy access to it. And additionally, I want to note that the TDL GIS Interest Group's Data Collaboration Subcommittee is planning to expand its focus to include AI-related topics alongside geospatial work. So they held a kickoff meeting I believe, earlier this morning to discuss future conversations around AI applications and emerging tools and the way these technologies intersect with data and GIS services in libraries. So we're excited to see where this group takes things. We invite your participation there as well if you're interested, and definitely you'll want to kind of stay abreast of what kinds of things they're doing and offering. We're going to put a link to a blog post on our website that Kiera put together that summarizes all these opportunities for engaging with AI and machine learning topics across the consortium so you can get involved where it makes sense for you. Next, we're going to move into our services and projects updates, starting with digital repositories. We are in the final week this week of a project to upgrade all of our hosted DSpace repositories from version 8.4 to 9.3. This qualifies as a major upgrade of DSpace, though the changes in the user interface are fairly minimal, especially compared with the move from 6 to 7 a few years back. But there are some new features, optional features in DSpace 9, and we'll reshare a link to our wiki page that contains some information about those, along with a link to our demo DSpace 9 repository that's available for you to test and train in. Next up, open access journal hosting. We are planning right now for an upgrade to our hosted journals to OJS 3.5 starting in late September, no earlier than September 21st. And that process of upgrading all of our 90 plus hosted sites will take a number of weeks after that. So this new version includes several important updates, including a redesigned and streamlined editorial dashboard and changes to the new user creation workflow. And because there are a couple of significant changes to the look of the editorial and journal management interfaces, we've already sent out some advanced communication to both our library OA publishing liaisons and our journal managers about this upcoming upgrade so that everybody can begin learning about, what's going to look different and make any necessary preparations. So we will share in chat the wiki page where we have gathered some of those resources and that information about the new version, as well as a link to a What's New in OJS 3.5 page from the PKP site. And we'll have more information on our wiki page about the timing and process of the upgrades for each institution as we get a little closer to the start date for this project. One other note on this, if you have updated contact information for any of your journals, now is a good time to let us know and send those our way. You can send them directly to me or to the TDL help desk at support@tdl.org so that we can make sure we're getting messages to the right folks. And additionally, if you know of any journals that are in the process of sunsetting, let us know that too so that we can determine whether to exclude them from this upgrade. All right. And finally, before I pass the mic over to Courtney, just a reminder about our next TDL OER users group meeting, which will take place September 9th at 3 p.m. This group, as you may know, exists to create opportunities for open ed practitioners and advocates to, talk to each other, exchange information, create resources for our member community and the broader OER community. And any TDL member is welcome at these monthly meetings. Our new chair and vice chair are Jennifer Pate from A&M Libraries and Phoebe Ragland from A&M Corpus. They're doing a great job facilitating some engaging conversation in these meetings over the coming year. And so invite you to get involved there. Meeting invites and reminders come through the OER users group email list. So be sure to join that if you're not on it already. We're going to put a link in chat where you can subscribe to that list. And I think that's it for me. I'm going to next hand it over to Courtney.
Thank you, Christy. Hi, everybody. I'm going to start with an update on TextHub, the Digital Public Library of America. After the DPLA July harvest, which we successfully just completed, TDL now has over 177,000 items. And I know Elliot is here, so I kind of want to celebrate you too, Elliot, since you started all that. Their analytics dashboard, which I've pictured here, is also restored and ready for administrative review by TDL DPLA harvesting members. So if you have your login to that analytics dashboard, just a reminder to go ahead and check it out. It's functional and you'll find some interesting information there. Next up, Vireo hosting. So TDL's lead developer, Frank Smutniak, has completed all of the 4.3.3 upgrades for our hosted Vireo members. This upgrade fixed several bugs that were impacting TDL users, so please reach out to us via the help desk if you're seeing any issues still after the upgrade. The Vireo annual meeting is scheduled for Monday, October 5th from 10 a.m. to noon. Throughout this year, many of you have also expressed that you would like to hear about other users' Vireo workflows at their institutions. So if you'd be willing to share a 3 to 5 minute summary of your own setup and workflow using Vireo 4, please send a message to me before the end of this month, August 31st. In that annual meeting, you'll also hear from the Vireo lead development team and product manager, as well as the community leadership team, the steering committee. There will be ample time to ask questions and provide feedback in that meeting as well. And finally, you might remember that TDL is hosting a task force on descriptive metadata guidelines for ETDs to revisit and review the Texas Digital Library's descriptive metadata guidelines for electronic theses and dissertations, which is linked in chat. The task force invites you to an informal discussion on ETD metadata practices and needs on October 20th, 2026 from 1 to 2 p.m. The group's interested in learning how institutions are standardizing ETD metadata and whether there's interest in updated guidelines. This discussion will be recorded for task force review only. We encourage anyone interested in ETD metadata to participate, and you'll find more information at the link we provide in chat. And that is it for me. I'm going to hand it over to Kiera for community updates.
Thanks, Courtney. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to share some community updates with you all. We'll start off with an update about the new TDL Digital Accessibility Interest Group from the new chair, Michelle McQuarrie, who's the head of digital initiatives at Sam Houston State University. So I'll pass things over to you, Michelle.
Thanks, Kiara. Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to help launch the Digital Accessibility Interest Group and serve as its first chair. Digital accessibility has been at the forefront of my mind these past couple of years, and I know that's been true for many of us. And we've already seen a lot of work happening across our various TDL groups to better understand how the Title II updates affect digital collections and services. But when we were meeting at the conference and kind of talking about it and seeing how it touches so many aspects of our work across collections and repositories and research guides and preservation platforms, it just seemed like there might be a need to have a dedicated space to discuss the issues more broadly. And so the purpose of this new interest group will be to bring people together who are just interested in digital accessibility in academic libraries so we can share knowledge, resources, tools, workflows, our real world experiences, and just kind of learn from each other as these standards are evolving and best practices are being developed and any challenges that we're coming across as well. Most importantly, I'm hoping that we'll build a supportive community where members can ask questions, exchange ideas, and collaborate on common concerns. Membership is open to anyone who's interested in digital accessibility, regardless of TDL membership status, and we welcome individuals from all areas of library work and all levels of experiences. Yeah, so we took a survey. Many of y'all took it. Thank you for those who submitted. And based on those results, we're going to start meeting on the second Tuesday of every other month, so 6 meetings per year. And our first meeting is going to be September 8th, and we'll meet from 2 to 3 p.m. So yeah, if digital accessibility is part of your work, or if you're just beginning to explore it, we'd love to have you join us. And be sure to join the listserv, which I think the link is being shared to that and the wiki page to make sure you're receiving meeting reminders and Zoom information. And I'm looking forward to learning from all of you and building this community.
Thanks, Michelle. The next update is I just want to thank everyone who has applied so far to serve on the TCDL 2027 Planning Committee. The application deadline has been extended to today, August 19th. We welcome applicants from all TDL member institutions. No prior conference experience is expected or required. And we'll share the call for committee blog post in the chat for anyone interested in learning more and applying before the deadline. If you have any questions, you can email us at info@tdl.org. Next, join the Web Archiving Texas Interest Group on September 30th for its next open chat session. This informal discussion is an opportunity to connect with others working with web archives and talk about topics such as tools, workflows, preservation, current projects, and program development. The open chat is free and open to anyone interested in web archiving, and we'll have that link to the event page shared with you in the chat. Next, join us on September 25th for Navigating Uncertainty Together, a digital power reflection workshop for digital preservation practice. The interactive workshop will explore how digital preservation practitioners can reflect on and navigate uncertainty in their work. Participants will use a guided reflection framework and take part in breakout room discussions with peers. For those who are interested in Stacey Jones's workshop at TCDL 2026, this webinar will provide an opportunity to engage with the same material in an online format. The presentation portion of the workshop will be recorded and registration is required, and we'll have that event page shared with you in the chat. Next, Texture Digital Library is a sponsor of the 2026 United States Electronic Thesis and Dissertation Association. The event will take place on September 23rd to 25th with both in-person and online participation options. Registration closes on September 13th, and then we'll have the event shared with you in the chat so you can learn more about the event. Next, TDL is also a sponsor of the South Central chapter of the Medical Library Association annual meeting. The event will take place on October 16th through 20th in Fort Worth, Texas, and we'll have that event also shared with you in the chat so you can learn more. And we also would like to highlight the JCLC 2026, which is the Joint Conference of Librarians of Color. The conference will take place on October 7th through 11th in Spokane, Washington. This year's theme is Gathering at the Wetters. And if you're interested in attending, the early bird registration deadline is August 31st, and we'll have that information shared with you in the chat as well. Here are some of our upcoming TDO events. A reminder that most events are free and open to all, and if there are any audience requirements, they will be noted in the event description. Please feel free to share these opportunities with your colleagues and campus partners, and we'll share the link to the full TDO events calendar in the chat, but I'm going to go ahead and share with you what's coming up. So on August 19th at 3 p.m., we have the Open Access Interest Group meeting. On August 24th at 3 p.m., we have the DSpace Users Group meeting. On August 28th at 2 p.m., we have the GIS Interest Group meeting. On September 1st at 2 p.m., we have the Harmful Content and Description Interest Group meeting. On September 3rd at 10 a.m., we have the OJS Users Group meeting. And on September 9th, we have the OER Users Group meeting at 3 p.m. So once again, we'll have the event to the full event calendar in chat. You can also check out the latest TDL news, announcements, events, and programs through our website, email list, newsletter, and social media channels. We also have a new TDL event dissemination survey and would appreciate your feedback on how TDL information and announcements are shared at your institution. Anyone in the TDL community, including members and non-members, is welcome to participate. And we'll have the links to both the survey and our Get Involved page shared with you in chat. Next, we want to help share the amazing work happening at your institutions, whether it's in our newsletter, our blog, or social media channels. Please use our content ideal submission forms to send us your updates. We're also happy to amplify your posts on Facebook and LinkedIn. Just send us a quick DM, and you can use the TDL content ideal submission form to get started. And I think that's it for our community updates. I'll pass things back over to you, Christy. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thank you, Kira and Courtney and Michelle for those great updates. We do have some time for questions if anybody has a question. We have also the anonymous suggestion box if you want to send us an anonymous comment or question that we'll put a link to in chat. While you're thinking about whether you have any questions, I will just call out and emphasize the Navigating Uncertainty Together workshop that Kira mentioned, that's coming up on September 25th, and really encourage you if you are working on digital preservation practice at your institution. This is a really great opportunity if you really wanted to go to that workshop at TCDL and missed it because it um, we had to cancel it. We're so grateful to Stacy for rescheduling this with us in a virtual format and hope that we'll have really great participation there. I saw in chat that Heidi mentioned that the open access interest group meeting, which is happening today, this afternoon, is going to be talking about open data. And I believe Michael Shensky is going to, from UT Austin, is going to be leading some discussion around that. So definitely plan to attend if that's of interest to you. Thanks, Heidi, for that reminder. Anything else? Anybody else have questions or announcements? Okie doke. Well, it's been good to spend a half hour with all of you. Thanks for being here and thanks for being part of TDL. Hope everyone has a wonderful start to the semester if you're at an institution where that's happening right now. And we'll see you at the next opportunity. Bye, everybody.